Wonderhussy here, doing one of my all-time favorite things, which is come back to a place that I failed to reach the first time. That's right, I'm back on this central Nevada, lonely canyon road. Leads up this canyon to an old cabin, or so I'm told. And I scoped it out on Google Maps. It looks like there is a cabin there. I tried to come here last October, but I happened to be here right after the first snowfall of the season, and it was an unusually heavy snowfall. So I actually did try driving up this road. It's about a 13-mile drive from the main road, and I made it 10 miles. The snow got deeper and deeper. I made it 11 miles. Snow was really deep by then. I couldn't even see the road. I had to sort of guess, follow the curves. Man, I made it 12 miles, and then I realized, you know what? I better just turn around because I don't know the condition of the road. I've never been up here. What if I accidentally drive into a ditch? You know, it's all covered in snow. It was getting dark. Blah, 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 blah. I made the responsible decision and turned around. And I've been stewing over it ever since. I hate giving up and having to turn back. So today is July 21st or 22nd, and I'm back again. Totally different circumstances. It's hot. Down here it's 97 degrees. I can't remember what the elevation is of this cabin. I think around 5,500 feet. Should be high enough to at least give me a few degrees cooler than this. We'll find out. I'm not expecting too much from the cabin itself. I think it's pretty busted, but I need a place to camp tonight anyways. And well, I don't want to camp down here where it's 97 degrees. So let's get in the car and find out what this little cabin is all about. It's hard to believe that a desert landscape like this could be buried in snow, but that's what a lot of people don't realize about the desert. I mean, a lot of the desert is at high elevation, and well, it does get snow in the winter. Doesn't seem to make it any more green in the summer, though. Okay, I finally made it. I went ahead and parked right in front of the cabin because, well, that kind of looked like the flattest place, and I'm still kind of on a slope, you can see. I'll be rolling downhill tonight, but that's okay. It's also really hazy up here. I think because of the wildfires. There's a huge wildfire. I mean, I've been out of cell signal for a while, on and off, so last I knew, or last I heard, there was a huge wildfire north of Lake Tahoe, and we're not really that far from that area, so I think that's what all that haze is. I mean, it smells kind of smoky. It's probably not the best air quality, but it's not terrible. It'll do. Okay, let's go in and check out this cabin. Okay, so what we basically have here is an old homestead, it looks like. There's a cabin, and then over here across all this beautiful sagebrush, looks like there's an outhouse back there, some kind of storage shed, and like a corral. And then, well, this road actually keeps on going up the valley. No idea what's up that way. But apparently people do camp here because there's a fire pit. All the trash here, though, looks really old. So I don't know if anyone's been up here recently or what. Let's see if there's any signs inside the cabin as to whether or not anyone's been here lately. Oh, look, there's a lizard on the wall. Hanging on for dear life. Trying to hold still so I won't see him. As long as there's no snakes in here, I'm fine. Lizards are a-okay. That being said, I better watch where I step. Okay, let's go up these cute little stairs that are totally choked by this giant sage. This isn't sagebrush, is it? Well, I guess it is. Giant bush growing right over the stairs. At one time, I'm sure it was real cute. Oh man, this is gonna be rough. Like the door's not even sealed. Holy moly. Any snakes in here? Mountain lions? No, just a serrated knife sitting ominously on the table. How's that for a warm welcome? I guess it's sort of balanced out by the horseshoe. Lucky horseshoe counterbalances the creepy knife. Okay, so I basically just walked into what I assume was the kitchen. There's some cupboards there. Some really cool old 70s chair. Shelf with a few old magazines. Oh man, this chair is actually in pretty good shape, and that's vintage, man. Yikes. A bunch of bags of, what is this? Kiln dried fine, what? Huck salt. Oh, bags of salt. I wonder what that's for. Oh, look what it says in here. Please enjoy it, but don't destroy it. These premises covered by video surveillance. I don't know about that. I mean, I am surveilling it on my video, but I don't see any cameras anywhere, and let alone any way to power them. I mean, you can see there's an extension cord just kind of hanging down in here. Oh my God, by one of those really cool catalogs. I always get distracted by the stupid catalogs. Horse blankets. Oh, it's like a farm supply catalog. Oh, it's real gross though. I better not mess with it. Okay, well anyway, this is the kitchen. There's one other room, which looks like it was a bedroom. I sure wouldn't want to sleep in here. One bed, two beds, another one, couple of those amazing chairs. Oh, this one's in the best shape of all. Very tempting. Chaise lounge, more magazines on the floor, and a side table. It's a close call, but I think I'm gonna sleep in my car. Okay, so that's essentially it to this little 2-room cabin. There's a light bulb hanging in here. Where's this cord coming from? Oh man, I don't know. I guess what you'd have to do is bring a generator and plug that in, and then you could power the place. But oh my God, you'd have to clean it out so much just to even make it a place you would want to hang out in. Like, it would have to be a really bad storm in order for me to want to clean this place out and stay in it. Like, I did that once in a video I made where I backpacked to some hot springs, and it was really bad weather. It was rainy, and I ended up hunkering down in an unspeakably filthy shack that I cleaned out, and there was even soiled maxi pads in it. So yeah, I've done it before. I might do it again. Unfortunately, I won't have to, though. The weather's pretty nice. Okay, let's look inside these cabinets. Just rat poo and old newspapers. Not anything interesting. That's a shame, though, because this, I wonder how old these newspapers are. Let's see. Oh, look. October 2009. Oh my God, the depths of the recession. Remember those days? They sucked. Ooh. Okay, well, unfortunately, that's about all there is inside the cabin. And I'll do what I can to clean it up before I leave, just because I'm a Virgo and I want to leave it better than I found it. Some graffiti. Looks like people do come up here, actually. 2014, 2015, 2018. Don't see anything more recent than 2018 though, so I might be the first person here in 3 years, or at least the first person to not want to graffiti it in 3 years. Okay, well, let's go check out the other facilities just out of curiosity. Keeping an eye out for snakes. Okay, well, this looks like it was definitely some kind of corral, just cow bones here now. There was a lot. This is open rangeland now, I guess. I saw a lot of cows on the way up. Another corral over there. Let's see if there's anything in this shed. This might be where the dead bodies are. It certainly has the kind of latch you would want to keep dead bodies. Oh, it's just storage. I'm kind of afraid to go in here because no telling what kind of creepy crawlers are hiding in here. Excuse me, guys. I just came to shoot some video of your home. Just baling wire, old feed sacks, buckets, the usual stuff you would see at a farm. Another one of those cool chairs. That's it. No dead bodies. Camp table and a grill. That's kind of cool. It's interesting though because, I mean, the aluminum siding on this thing, well, maybe not here, but that looks pretty new. You know what I mean? Like somebody came out here and did that relatively recently, or I don't know. Close her back up. Oh, all right. Well, I finally got here. And what? It's a busted old shack in the middle of a cow pasture, essentially. I'll be sleeping on a hill, rolling downhill, and I'll be breathing in fire smoke. Yay! I don't know what it is about my personality. I just become fixated on these things. And, you know, somebody told me about this place when I was up here in October. Tried to go to it. Had to turn around. was within a mile of it. I think I got to within 1 mile of it. And it's been niggling at me in the back of my mind ever since October, believe it or not. I just couldn't rest till I got back out here and saw it for myself. So I guess if I had a bigger budget, I'd go, okay, been there, done that. Let's go into town and get a hotel room. But I'm gonna camp here anyway because, well, why not? It is beautiful. I mean, yes, part of it is the light has this weird golden sort of filtered quality from the smoke in the air, but I don't know, there's some kind of subtle beauty to these sagebrush covered hills, these scrubby little pinyon pines, and oh gosh, who knows, maybe in the morning I'll even drive farther up the canyon and see if there's anything up there. It's a beautiful road, but for now I guess I'm just gonna make some dinner. And let me show you what I'm having for dinner. I go through phases. I'm not really fond of cooking, even when I'm back at home. When I'm at home, I go to Chipotle every night. Worst kept secret on YouTube. But when I'm camping, obviously I'm out in the middle of nowhere. I can't go to Chipotle, so oh gosh, I had to try to figure out something I could eat that was relatively healthy. So I started getting those boil in the bag pouches of, you know, Indian food, rice, you know what I mean? Like these tasty bite pouches. They're cool because it's pre-cooked. All you need to do is heat it up, and you can even just put it on your dashboard and heat it up in the sun. But I usually just boil a little bit of water and put it in there to heat it up. And, you know, for a long time I was eating lentils and rice, you know, these like Indian lentils. And I got kind of burned out on that. So I came up with a new recipe, and it's a bit more complicated because it requires traveling with a cooler, and oh gosh, I'm still really not a fan of traveling with a cooler, even though this is a really nice Yeti cooler and it keeps ice longer than most coolers. It's still, you know, in this heat. Oh, by the way, yeah, it was 97 at the bottom, and up here it's only like 84, so it's really nice. But in that kind of heat, you know, ice only lasts maybe 3 days. I got a bag a few days ago and it's already mostly melted. So it's a hassle. You got to keep buying ice. Water gets in everything. But if you want to have fresh veggies, well, you really have no choice. And the dish that I've been eating a lot camping lately does include some fresh veggies, and I'll show you. Okay, since I started rolling with a cooler, well, first of all, I can only eat half a bag and then save the other half, which is what I did. I just clipped the top shut and put it in my cooler. So I'm going to have grains. Ancient grains, millet, sorghum, amaranth with wheat berries and turmeric. Essentially, it's like rice, but I guess healthier. With Mexican cowboy pinto beans, a bunch of super greens, organic super greens. I got pico de gallo and mango salsa to put on top of it, and a bunch of sriracha hot sauce, plus these awesome grain-free tortilla chips that are made with avocado oil, which is supposed to be a lot better for you than sunflower oil. Uh-oh, water's boiling. That means I can go ahead and plop in my grains and my beans. Basically, you just have to submerge them about halfway in boiling water for about 5 minutes, and then they'll be heated up plenty hot enough to have a delicious, well, I guess it's kind of like a burrito bowl. Okay, this is actually the last day of my trip, so I need to eat all the rest of these greens. This is going to be a lot of greens, but there are hardly any calories and they're full of vitamins. Okay, everything's been boiling for 5 minutes now. I'm gonna turn this off. I'm running low on fuel. It's really hard to find that kind of fuel for these camp stoves anymore. I gotta be frugal with my fuel. Okay, now I just gotta take these little baggies out. And here's a water-wise pro tip. I'm gonna put the lid on that water that I boiled the food in so that it stays warm, and then I can use it to wash my face before I go to sleep. I know you might think that's kind of gross, but those bags were totally sealed. Well, these were opened, but the open part wasn't in the water. So all it was doing was boiling with plastic in it. I'm not drinking it, I'm just using it to wash. Don't judge me. Okay, now I can go ahead and add my grains to the bowl. I already put the greens in. I'm just gonna dump these grains right on top of them like that. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add my Mexican cowboy pinto beans on top of the grains. Oh yeah. These are so good, by the way. This A Dozen Cousins brand. Highly recommend. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and add all this mango salsa and pico de gallo. Everything must go, last night of the trip. And then finally, my avocado. I'm having an entire avocado, which is a lot of fat, but it's them good kind of healthy fats, omega-3s or whatever, so I don't feel too bad about it. I think avocado might be my #1 favorite food. And for the final touch, a healthy dousing of sriracha. That's right, I like it hot. Some like it hot, so let's turn up the heat till we fry. Remember that? Robert Palmer, I think. Anyway, there it is, my beautiful, relatively healthy, super colorful dinner. And I've been on this kick for, oh gosh, probably like 6 months now, and I'm still not tired of it, so fingers crossed this one will last me a little bit longer, because it's really not that hard to make in the field. Cooler notwithstanding. Okay, now comes the unglamorous part, where I gotta crawl in my rig and eat it. Kind of a tight squeeze. Let's see how it is. Look at that. It's so delicious. A little bit of mango, a little bit of beans. Never gets old. Okay, finished my delicious dinner. And oh my god, it's really nice out here right now. I mean, maybe I'm just used to the smoky smell by now, but it smells fresh and amazing. It's cool, almost kind of chilly. And it's so peaceful. The only thing I hear every now and then is a one of the cows. Other than that, there's nobody around. What a place to spend the night, huh? Next to the creepy old cabin. Huh? It's what I do. And before I go to bed, here's one more amazing thing to show you. The moon. Oh gosh, this camera doesn't do it justice, but it is beautiful. Okay, well, it's the next morning. It's actually almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I hung out here all morning, well, because I'm going to town for my next stop, and I have a hotel room, but I can't check in until 3 o'clock anyways, and I'm not that far from town, so basically I just needed a place I could chill out that wasn't too hot, and it wasn't. It was a very pleasant night. I slept pretty well. It did get a little bit hot once, the sun went up, and it's still real smoky. And as a matter of fact, there was a bunch of helicopters circling overhead earlier, and I thought, yikes. Hopefully I'm not going to get caught in a wildfire, but I'm pretty sure it's that wildfire north of Tahoe. Anyway, after I finished, I edited a video, and I caught up on some social media stuff. Even though there's no cell signal here, I got some stuff ready for when I do go into cell signal. And then I thought, well, before I leave this cabin, I ought to clean it out, okay? I'm a Virgo, like I said, even though it's a mess and it's just going to become a mess again because the window panes are busted out. I like to leave things better than I found them. So I went in and, well, believe it or not, I swept out. I mean, I didn't do a super thorough job, but I swept a lot of the junk out, cleaned up the trash. I found an old feed bag to use as a trash bag. I did wear 2 masks while I was sweeping because I didn't want to get hantavirus. I doubled up. And then when I was done, I cleaned off my body in my melted ice from my cooler. Since it's the last day of my trip, I don't need the cooler anymore. It all worked out great. So let me show you what a difference a day makes. Actually, it still looks pretty thrashed in here, but I did what I could. Ta-da! Yeah, you probably think it looks pretty much the same. But I picked up all the newspapers and cans and bottles, and, I swept as much of the junk out as I really felt like doing. To be honest, I didn't really feel like doing too much because, well, both of these window panes are missing, and dust and whatnot's just going to blow in here anyways. And in retrospect, I'm surprised there wasn't more garbage in here. But anyway, I'm also going to leave a couple of little decorations behind. Well, first of all, there's a lizard hanging on the screen who looks like... that could be a decoration. People do actually buy those fake metal geckos to put on the wall. But I hung up one of my little Wonderhussy postcards from this movie that a friend made about me a few years ago. And then I also left behind one of my live, laugh, love pendants. I like to leave those at all the little cabins I stay in just to give them a homey touch. Okay, well, it still smells real funky in here. But, you know, I was thinking about it as I was cleaning this place out. Like, wow, what if I was stranded up here and I had to live in this cabin? What would I do to make it livable? And, well, first I'd have to find a water source because I would want to give it a very thorough cleaning, way more thorough than this. And then I'd have to, I have some duct tape in my car, so I'd have to find probably some cardboard in that shed, tape up the windows. I bet I could make it livable. I mean, I don't know about cozy, but I'd survive. I'm a survivor. The only thing I left in here, well, I left the horseshoe, the knife, and then the one page of the old newspaper from 2009, just for, you know, historical sake. But like I said, now it's 1 o'clock. Perfect timing for me to go check into my room. This door wasn't really closed when I got here, but I'm gonna figure out a way to latch it shut tighter. And, well, hopefully it'll stay somewhat tidy for the next person. I did what I could.